Gangland Podcast.
So, hello and welcome to our 7th episode of Gangland-related podcasts. My name's Lee Waitley. Oh, for fuck's sake, do we have to do this naming every single time?
Well, you've got to do it. Stick to the script.
Why?
You know what I mean?
Okay, I think they know who we are by now, don't they? Surely, to goodness.
Yeah, but we've got to establish who we are, haven't we?
Look, we're on
Anyway,
the...
I'm Anthony Thomas.
Are you
welcome
bollocks?
back to part 2 of our show dedicated to Charles Salvador.
Yeah, right. Look, we're on the fucking radio. Everyone knows I'm the best looking one, so that's all they have to think about.
Well, you got a face on radio, anyway.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anyway, first
Go
off,
on.
Congratulations in order. The Gramps.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Hey. Yeah, thanks, mate.
Big news.
Fucking hell, Pipe and Slippers and Werther's Originals. Innit? I'm dead old, me, I think.
Yeah, but...
Mind you,
yeah, baby granddaughter, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously I'll be a shit-hot granddad. Yeah, granddaughter Amelia Rose, she's called. She's a fucking peach. I didn't want to swear when I said that, but yeah. Anyway, back to it. Yeah, thanks, mate. She's a fucking Brahma. Quick comment and a G up for us, Ant. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Benjamin Pickett left a comment on YouTube saying, if anyone is watching this, go watch the next one. These guys are 100% and they know their stuff. Hey.
Well, we've been around the scene a long time, innit? But that's nice of Ben, innit?
Yeah, very nice, mate. If you're listening, Ben, thank you. Also, before we start, we'd both like to thank Charlie for a personal picture he's done for our new book, our new Lenny book, which is out October the 5th, in all good bookshops, and it'll be available online in Kindle. Anyway...
That's also, Slip Emily, we got the trailer online.
Yeah, you beat me
social
to
media.
Yeah. If you do a search for it, you'll find it. It's out there, and I got a few messages. I'm sure you did as well. We never really swapped them, but a few messages. One of the messages I got, which was just showed you how well the teaser trailer works. It said, if I never knew anything about Lenny Mclean or never knew anything about you two. From watching your trailer, I would have gone out and bought the book. Whoa, isn't that good, nah? Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
And I hadn't just made that up. Go and look.
But
Right.
if people go on YouTube and type in the Guvnor reveal, they'll shoot up and have a look.
Yeah.
And like Lee says, out October 25th.
I'm sure you'll like it. So get behind us, everyone. Anyway, what we got coming up on today's show, Ant?
Right. We got an exclusive part 2 of Paula's interview. Which you don't want to miss. We had some good feedback from part 1.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, cracking bit of feedback on the first one. We also have another bit of exclusive audio from the man Charlie himself. So stay tuned for that one. Yeah. So any news going on, Ant? Any news?
Right. There's a brand new book coming out by crime author James Morton. The book called Bert Battles Rossi, Britain's oldest London gangland boss, is now available. Bert was the one-time advisor to the Crate twins of the New York Mafia. Forward's been done by Jimmy White and is available to order at the following website, www.nationalcrimesyndicate.com. Unfortunately, some bad news as we were going to press on this. Bert passed away, but
bless
like I
him.
said, we like send our prayers out to his family, Lee, innit?
Definitely.
His book's out now. Should be a cracking read.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stories to tell us, old Bert, and like you say, love to his family, send our best wishes, and I did find that a bit odd though. Forward by Jimmy White.
Yeah.
What, the snooker bloke?
Strange, isn't it? Yeah, I do have Jimmy's around that scene, and he's been known to do it.
I know, it just seemed a bit odd, that, really, Also, on the 15th of June, Jan Lamb put a status on saying, well, after having many people contact me, I decided to put this statement up. I have a mutation in my bone marrow, but I am having chemo capsules for it and will be visiting the oncologist from time to time. I spoke to Jan funny enough, not funny enough at all, and I didn't mean to joke about at the beginning of that. I just got
I know.
But I spoke to Jan just before on her way to the hospital. I spoke to her.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, just to say, and she said, Lee, can we do this in a couple of weeks, because we was getting her for the podcast, won't you? And I said, yeah, I hope everything's okay. And she said, well, they think I might have leukemia or some sort of mutation there or something. I said, oh, my word, So I said, you take your time and get yourself sorted and get yourself strong, and then we'll do it, But, yeah. I also say to people I'll be here till I'm 200, she said, and won't ever let that change. She said the same to me as well, Aunt. She said, I said, well, you're a strong woman, Jan. Nothing's, you've been through a lot. Nothing's got you in the past. She went, and this ain't going to do me. Not anytime soon. So, best wishes to Jan, and we hope you're getting stronger and fitter.
Yeah, she's one tough cookie, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I want
the
like
angel of the underworld.
I don't think I'd want to tackle her, do you?
No.
Yeah.
They've got angel of the underworld for fuck all you.
Yeah, no, exactly. But, who was it? Go on then. Who was it who named her the angel of the underworld? Go on.
You fucking got me on that one.
Have I?
Do you know?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know. I don't know. Go on then.
Well, I think I know.
Look,
I'm sure people will correct me.
The beans.
I think it was Roy Shaw. Roy Shaw.
Oh. Roy Shaw was there.
I think it was Roy Shaw. It was either Roy Shaw or Joey Pyle, senior.
If Lee's got that wrong, leave a comment below on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But
and if I have got it wrong, speak to me privately, and then I'll make sure I get it right without any prompting.
Also, you get one of our books on Kindle now. Type in Jan Lamb, Angel of the Underworld, and
I got it.
You get it for a few quid in it now. So
I think it's on there for a couple of quid. I mean, it's a right bag, and
perhaps that's where you read it, Lee. But,
no. Yeah, I probably did. Yeah, actually, you're right. I think it's in the forward. Yeah, you're right there, mate. Yeah. Anyway, she's a battler, the girl, and so she's
so a future podcast coming soon with her. So,
yeah.
In other news, Jamie Boyler's new book coming out this September on the success of Unfinished Agony.
Oh yeah.
The sequel, Further Agony, obviously about Paul Sykes. Some of the proceeds will be going to a registered charity. Once again, for more information, please follow the page Sykes Further Agony.
Yeah, I'll speak to a few people regard to that new book, and obviously the first one was of literary merit, wasn't it? So obviously this one's nothing to do with Paul, but I mean, So, but anyway, it should be good. Right, shall we go to our questions, man? Martin Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, sound good.
Go on then, Martin. Take it away, son. Let's have one from you.
Out of all books Charlie's written, which is your favourite? I think mine's Lunaology.
Gangland Podcast.
Well, interesting question, Matt. If I'm totally honest, I don't think I've read many of Charlie's books. I was quite shocked when I looked on the internet the other day how many he actually got out. I did have one or two of his books in the early days, the art one and Sincerely Yours I read, which was a cracking book, I thought. I enjoyed that one. But if I'm honest, I haven't read many of his. I wouldn't mind picking them up and have a read if I get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
maybe we're both on that the same on that score. Then I feel bad saying it, but because I've got all of his books in my Kindle, I started to read the Broadmoor Diaries, which was starting off cracking, really, really good. I think that was the book that got Paula gripped on Charlie, if I'm honest. I'm sure that's... But to be honest with you, I think this little bit here, we're not very well versed on Charlie's books, so I think we'll have to leave you lot out there to give us your opinions.
But like I said, I've only read Sincerely Yours. I've noticed all these other ones come out through the years, and it just looked like someone else is bringing out. I mean, I don't know if they were in touch with Charlie. Was it being made? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. What did you think of that one that you read then, anyway?
Yeah, I enjoyed Sincerely Yours. Don't be wrong, don't quote me on it. It was again a long time ago I read that.
Yeah.
I had a copy of Stephen Richards I think he was in who bought it out. He gave me and my mate a couple of books, but like I said, I wouldn't mind reading a few new ones.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to read them.
Like I said, if people want to leave a comment below what they think's the best, maybe we can read one. Like,
well, they'll have to because we're useless. Anyway, so
but just to go through a thing, we've always been a thing for Lenny Mclean, and we've not been big Bronson fans as much as we are with Lenny, if you know what I mean. So
no.
If you look at it that way, like,
well, that's a fact. Everyone knows that.
Yeah,
Everyone,
yeah.
Well, you know, but right, go on, crack on then, Ant. Yeah.
Right, on that note, let's take you to an exclusive bit of audio from Charlie. Take it away, Charlie boy.
Yeah, go on, my son.
Hello, Lee. I absolutely love those titles. The Chatterview interview went fantastic, and I just got someone else who wants to say thanks for doing a good job.
Hey, Lee. Nice one, mate. Yeah. Hope it turns out well. And I got a diamond, eh? Now see why I'm behaving myself. Since she's come into my life, I've got nothing but hope. Bit of love in my heart. Feel good. Got everything to behave for.
Yes, you have.
Get out there. Have some fun. Love her to pieces. Respect her. She's an absolute angel.
Oh, thank you.
I fell on my feet, mate. Yeah, nice one, Lee. It's nice to have people like you in our corner, mate.
Definitely.
We'll have to invite him to the party, you know, Paula.
You will. You and Ant. Ant's the other one. So you'll both be invited. Callie, of course, as well. Lenny's daughter. And we will. I'll speak to you soon. But
hey, Paula, did you tell Lee we're having our honeymoon?
I'm sure I have told him, but you tell him as well.
Hey, Lee, get on this, mate. You'll fucking love this. My mate, Andy Jones, he owns and runs Little Dean Jail Museum down in Little Dean, Gloucestershire. It's a prison, a 14th, 15th century prison. And Andy's got me a cell down there. Beautiful cell. Be like home from home. Anyway, see that cell? That's our honeymoon suite, mate. Andy's going to lock us in for a couple of nights.
How about that?
That fucking wicked, or is that wicked? It's absolute brilliant.
Only you.
You couldn't make it up, but what you got to realise, Lee, see a cell to me. A cell. Don't get me wrong now, I'm not institutionalised. I fucking hate prison. I'm never going to be institutionalised. You don't rip off 9 fucking roofs and take 11 hostages and become institutionalised. But, having said that, see that little cell down in Little Dean Jail? When I get bored or fed up, it'll do me the world of good just to pop down there for a couple of days or a couple of weeks.
I'll put you in there.
And he can lock me up.
Yeah.
He can lock me up.
I can lock you up.
Honeymoon suite, mate. I'm like a lion, mate, in the jungle. That's my domain. And do you know what? See, Paula, she will love it in there.
I will.
She will love it. You're not going to get a hotel in the world better than that. Max secure.
For fuck's sake.
Anyway, you're one of few to know that. We ain't talked too many, but that's our honeymoon suite.
It
all
is.
right, mate, all the best. Hope it goes well.
Thank you. See you soon, mate. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, cracking bit of audio that from Charlie, as per usual, as if we get it every week off him, but yeah, brilliant. So, Ant, have we got time for another question or what, mate? What do you reckon?
Well, you're the boss, Lee, of course we have. So. Like,
oh, yeah, I am the gaffer, aren't I?
But we don't want to bore people, so... I think
so
we've got another question, is it?
We don't want to bore people, so yeah, let's go to another question. Is that what you mean? Right, so let's...
We're a bit quicker in this episode. My tea's being made, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I know.
We're rushing, like, but...
Right. Go on then, Martin. Let's have another question from you, my boy.
if Charlie had stayed out of jail and carried on the licensed boxing circuit, how do you think he'd have done with likes of Roy and Cliff, Lenny, etc.?
Yeah, cracking question there again from Martin. He always asks a good question, does Martin? Thank you, mate. We do appreciate it. We have to say big up to Martin because we do appreciate him. He's always there when we want a question, and he's a good lad. So thank you for that. Yeah. And he's in the middle of moving house as well. So cheers, Martin. Right. So if Charlie stayed out of jail and carried on one time. Oh, that's a big one, isn't it? It's a bit of a contentious question, that.
Interesting question again.
Yeah, it's interesting. How would he have fared on the unlicensed circuit? I don't know. I think he'd have done pretty well because, let's be honest, Charlie is Charlie and Charlie is fucking game, isn't he? Right? Yeah. Is his game or as Lenny would say, his game as a Beagle. And he is. Isn't he? Let's face it. And he'd have been...
I think we got asked that question before and both of us said Lenny'd be too big for him.
Yeah.
On a previous show, but go on back to you. Sorry for interrupting.
I think I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he would have had much of a chance with Cliffy, if I'm honest. I think.
Fucking hell no. Cliffy. Cliffy put Lenny away, didn't he? After a couple of rounds. I know Lenny smashed him up the first round, but Cliffy was just too good for him, and
he's taller than Roy, but they're of similar height and build, so I think he probably could have given Roy a bit of a good go.
That'd be the fight, wouldn't he? They are two fucking, animals or whatever.
Two sort of bulls, really.
Two bulls, not much style, if I be honest, straight into each other. That would have been, that could have been a hell of a scrap, I think the Empire would have been, wouldn't it?
I think it would, yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it would. I mean, I definitely would like to hear what a lot of people would have to say on that subject because it's, it's an interesting little bit, that, isn't it? I mean, obviously, I would like to know what Charlie thinks.
Yeah.
But the chance of him popping up answering on YouTube is
unless we get the answer, isn't it?
Well, but, hopefully, if his parole and that all goes all well, then.
Yeah, but I think if they got a couple of not so good boxers off the street, the ones who usually enter, pub doormen, I think he would have done all right against them. I mean, paydays. He wouldn't give a shit, really, Charlie. He was straight in there.
I think, to be honest with you, I think Charlie, all the pomp and circumstance of getting ready for a fight and doing all that game, I think he would have been pretty much like Lenny like that. I think he'd rather just have a tear up on the cobbles half the time,
But going back to boxing experience, no amateur thing behind them and all that, I don't think he'd have fared, with the ex-pros, coming the licensing scene, but...
Yeah.
But I think we've answered it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've answered it. So let's. Do you want to take the second part of our exclusive interview with Charlie's fiancée Paula? Should we do that now?
Yeah, crack on with it.
Okay, go on then. So part 2.
Gangland podcast.
I mean, Joy Bronson. Yeah.
Let me jump in there.
Couple of phone calls, and sorry, go on.
So, no, I'll tell you why. Because you just said Charlie, and then we stopped. But there's a pause, and Salvador. How long now has he dropped the Bronson? Because is it totally dropped now, the Bronson?
Oh, if I got out one of my things in there, I've got. I don't know off the top of my head.
But
it's been some time. I mean, it's been at least 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm not. I could find out for you because I just go in there and look for his artwork, and he's got an artwork where it's like Bronson's dead and Salvador was born, and he's put the years on there. So I'm not. I could find out, but it's been
dropping the Bronson got rid of a bit of that notoriety that maybe Charlie.
Yeah, I do, and that's what he was hoping for. That's the whole reason that Bronson. Do you know Bronson? This is an interesting fact. He was never legally Bronson. He was Michael Peterson. Yeah. Bronson was his fighting name that was given by his manager, his boxing manager and promoter. And they said,
we'll come back to
Charlie Bronson. Yeah. But it was never legally his name. So it was ridiculous that he was arrested under that name and held under that name.
It's really a pseudonym, really, wasn't it?
It's a pseudonym, but it was never legally his name. And it was a name that's obviously violent. It's known with violence and angst and madness and mayhem and all of this. And when he really started to get into the artwork He changed it to Salvador because he wanted to give himself a new identity, be reborn, and Salvador means saviour as well in Latin.
Yeah. But isn't it funny, right? Isn't this funny? And I hope Charlie's listening to me when I say this. Isn't it odd that you say to grab 10 people in any town and say the name back 5 years ago and say the name Charles Bronson, and not many of them will think of the actor who was massive in the 70s.
No.
They all think
not at all.
Of
He's completely nicked it, hasn't he?
Fantastic. I bet Charles Bronson in America, I bet he's like, cheeky bastard.
Cheeky bastard. You cheeky bastard. How dare you?
He took his name, and he's made the name bigger after all the career that Charles Bronson, the American fellow, had.
Well, yeah, when you Google him, a few pictures of him, he comes up, he's probably doing the world of favours.
Yeah.
Although he thinks he's a cheeky bastard.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got onto that. Charlie Salvador, Piers Morgan. It was going back to the reason of, I think that people honestly think that it is, as Piers Morgan said, as everyone's bloody said, blah, 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 you're doing it for attention, you're doing it to further your career. Right, let's get something straight. Saying that you are engaged to someone like him does not help your acting career. I knew that it wouldn't, and it hasn't, and I was slated for saying I'm branded because I branded myself, but it is like saying you are known then for something, for being with somebody.
Well, let's be honest, a lot of people think all of a sudden immediately you're from the underworld just because you've just because you're in a relationship with Charlie.
God knows what they think. I mean, it's
quite frightening to think what they think.
It is when they haven't got much of a brain, but if you just open your minds, you'll find that. God, I sound like that man reminded me then of Willy Wonka, Genie Wilder. I don't know why. Open your... No, what's the song now? I've forgotten. That's ridiculous. But you just gotta open your bloody mind that
to a world of pure imagination.
That was it.
That's it, yeah.
To a world of pure imagination.
Yeah, and that is it. And that is it, isn't it? Because they're in a world of their own, in their own imagination.
And they're not
shit.
They haven't got the capacity sometimes, and not everybody,
No,
and I'm sure that a lot of, do you know what? Also, it isn't all bad. I've received so many lovely messages of loads of people who have said, "I'm pissed off with that Piers Morgan, and I was rooting for you, and I've read a bit about you, and you seem really good for Charlie, and blah blah." And me and Charlie get letters, and they send them to him because they don't know my address, of people, or they contact me on Facebook or what have you. But I've got a different name on there. But I had that anyway, because I didn't want casting directors searching for me and seeing that I've been hanging around.
I was going to ask you that. You covered
cray things. So that was changed ages ago.
Yeah.
Purely because of my acting career, because all a casting director does now, you type it in, Paula Williamson, and it was coming up with all bits and bobs, and because I was involved with, inverted commas, the underworld to some degree, as they would see it, here she is with whatever it may be, whatever person, and obviously the Cray name comes up, and Cray parties are here and there everywhere. That doesn't really bode well when you're going for the nice mum of 2 children for a Kellogg's casting, really. You keep. I like to keep that kind of. Well, I did kept that kind of self-private. So Polita Vendita, my friends were. Polita comes from. Well, it's. There's a reason for it anyway. But and I just think it rolls off the tongue nicely, and it's just ridiculous and extreme, which is a bit like me. But I keep going off target. The thing about Piers Morgan was I chose him. Yeah. I knew that he was going to be a bastard to me.
Of course.
So I, went in there knowing that he'd be a bastard. But before we started, he didn't really speak much at all to me.
But you didn't look. Let me just say this here. I am going to give you a G now, a G up. You know what
Go
I mean?
on.
Because, well,
What are you doing to me?
Well, it's a Lenny saying it. Lenny, I always have to use Lenny. Lenny said, "Oh, give you a bit of a G." You know, a bit.
Right.
Of a G.
Okay. Go on
So
then.
sort of G'ing you up a bit. You know, what shocked me when I first saw him interviewing you, I didn't like the lady to his right, left.
Yeah.
She's a nice woman, I suppose, but she again preconceived people, preconceived ideas. But you, what struck me immediately about you was you didn't have an air of defence in your face. I expected you to.
I don't know how, but thank you.
Well, you look. Yeah, I was expecting. I thought, a lot of people will be looking like you're going to be on the defence and like biting at every little bit. You did fantastic, and I commend you for doing it. I really.
Seriously, thank you.
I really do. I have to say that. It's the
way I see it is, I'm now. What good is it going to do, Charlie, if I go onto a show and have it out with them? I'm come to rouse. It's all across then on Twitter, everything else. Fiance of Charlie Bronson, just as
I think you
mad as him and all this.
I think you took the sting out of his bite.
Well, it's the most frustrating thing and you probably know what I'm going to say, and it's a little top tip for those that don't, but I'm sure you do. When someone is trying to get an argument out of you, it's really frustrating when that person does not bite back.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
And it is a very simple way to win an argument.
Oh, it is, yeah.
And it's bloody frustrating to the person because they keep on and keep on and keep on. Yeah. And if you smile and you give them nothing, they've got nothing to grab onto.
Yeah,
and Charlie, well, he's bit too many times, and it hasn't done him many favours, has it? Because he's still bloody locked up.
And he'll be the first one to say it, I'm sure.
Yeah, he is. Well, he is the first one to say it, absolutely, and I say it as well. And it's not going to do him any favours, so I have to remain as. I mean, Charlie, when after that and after he saw me on Loose Women, I don't think he watched Piers Morgan. I'm not sure if he did, but he watched Loose Women. Yeah, well, he must have done. Of course he did. But I remember him talking about Loose Women. He was going, I thought he was going to have a laugh with him. I thought he was going to do this, do that. I said, listen, Charlie, I said, if I go on there as mad as a hatter, like I am with you on our visits, and just laughing about, and we do talk seriously as well, but a lot of it is a lot of laughter. I said, I'm going to come across as completely and utterly bonkers. In not a good way. And that is not going to help you. At the forefront of my mind, he's got a parole hearing coming up. This is real. Now, if I was in this for some celebrity status or whatever it may be, he could be in there, couldn't he? As long as I've got a bit of a name for myself, I'm fine. I'll do whatever. Well, actually, no, I bloody love the man. I'm in love with the man. I want him out. I want him progressing through the system. I've got the petition on change.org. Just type in Charles Salvador. It'll come up. That's a little plug.
God, I was going to ask you that as well, where people can sign
keep
up.
ticking them off, you see. I'm reeling them off for you, making it really easy.
You are. There's another tick.
But back to it's. I thought that Loose Women were going to be more fun as well. I wanted to talk about naughtiness, naughty phone calls, bit of sexy talk, bit of this, bit of women kind of talk. I thought it was going to be that because you do a pre-interview for all these things, and you give them loads and loads of information, and I'm talking hours, like we're on now, giving them lots and lots and lots, and they choose pretty much zero of it. They just hone in straight away on, but he's violent, but he's this, but he's that. And to quote Piers Morgan, I think, Paula, that he's actually attacked every person he's come into contact with. At that point, I thought, brilliant. Cheers, Piers, because you've made yourself look a complete wonker. Wonker!
That's because you said Willy Wonka earlier.
Willy Wonka. You've made a complete Willy Wonka there, Piers. And if you listen to this now, Piers, which you will do at some point, because I'll make you fucking listen. Even have to take you hostage. That's naughty. Shouldn't make jokes like that. But even if I have to take him hostage, like my husband to be, I will call him a Willy Wonka, because I'm sure he is a Willy Wonka.
Listen.
But I thought brilliant when you said that, because I said that's the gross exaggeration, Piers, and that made me smile. And I thought, thank God. And after that, if you notice it, I've not watched. I'm saying like I watch it all the time. I watched it once in the dressing room of Loose Women, and I hated watching it. I've not watched it since, but I remember it because I was there. And I said, you know, that's a gross exaggeration. That's ridiculous. And after that, at the end, he said. So something nice, like he's a gentle giant. That was it. He said a gentle giant. Now, when Piers was off air, as soon as that's off air and the little light goes off, he put his paper down at last, because you know if you're going to bloody do an interview with someone, know your shit. Come on, Piers, you prat. But put your paper down, because he's just screamed top of his forehead. Couldn't even see his piggy eyes. So he turned to me, and he said, "Well done," and he shook my hand and he said, "You argued your and his point there really well." And that took me by surprise. I thought, "You're just being a bastard." And I said, "Cheers, Piers." I said that means a lot. So because you are now being a bit of a git, I said, and you were. I said, but I appreciate that you said that. And we had a bit of a laugh. And then I showed him this piece of artwork that Charlie had done, saying his name on it and about Donald Trump or something or other, and he was laughing at that and liked it. So they perform with what they perform. And Colleen Nolan on Loose Women, she hardly spoke, but that's because me and her were getting on like house on fire before, and she turned to me and
getting on with you very well. From what?
She was nice, and she just won Slow to Big Brother recently when I went on, and I love watching that. Charlie loves that as well. And I congratulated her and all of this. And she, in the break, she said, "I'm really struggling with this, Paula." I said, "Why?" She goes, "I'm meant to be firing things at you." She says, "And I just can't." She says, "Because I really like you."
Yeah, well, that rings true with her for me.
Bless it. And I said, "You know what, Colleen?" I said, "Bless you." I said, "I don't mind." I said, "You do your job. Do what you need to. It's nothing personal. I'm not taking it personal off Jane here." And she's bloody firing it at me. And she said, "Well, I've got to, blah, blah." I said, "I know you have, Jane." I said, "It's fine. You're doing your job. Even if all of you gang off with like a pack of wolves, I can handle it. You're all right." Which they didn't do. The other ones were more or less, it was just that Jane Moore. But she's renowned for being a bit sour, and that's how she was.
Well, she
I don't take it personally.
Anyway. I just wish, I'll be honest with you, I know people are going to throw daggers, but I just wish people would bring up all the things Charlie's done, you know, positive things, like all the things.
Well, I tried to, but it falls on deaf ears. £250,000 and counting for charity. Now,
Bradley Lowry's, wasn't it? That cancer.
This Bradley Lowry, that was 1,650. I think it was £1,600 for little Bradley Lowry.
Yeah,
that got sent to him. I mean, these are bloody huge amounts of money that he's, you know, the Alton Towers victim when that happened. Just today, actually, I've got a piece of art for a little girl's family, the one who was killed in. One of the poor victims that was killed in that horrific Manchester bombing at the MEN. He sent something about her because that's really upset him and affected him, as it has with all of us. And he's a very, very, very caring man. Because none of us are one-dimensional. We're not black or white. We've all got shades of grey and all sorts of colours and spectrums. That's what we are. We're human.
Well, unless we're a Tory.
Yeah, unless that's really. Let's not go into politics again. We were at that the other day.
There at the door, you'll get.
Bloody hell! Let me shut us up. But he does it in a load, and
he does.
I get a lot of messages, and he gets a lot of messages from, and I get. Actually, he gets a lot of messages from prisoners. People in America that are on death row, and lots from this country, because I forward a lot of his replies on, and I always put a little bit in from me as well. And I get a lot of messages from people who've got people inside, and they normally come to me and say, "It's really nice to see you sticking up for him so much, and keep up the good work," and that really, really touches me. And a lot of these people are friends now.
Good and fantastic, and I'd like some of those comments and feedback that we could probably use on this podcast if you've got some for us.
Oh yeah, well I'll go through all my bloody inboxes and things.
Go through and just float me some over that I can splash on there. You know what I mean? Because like I say, it's sort of a pro. You know, it's a we're not being negative, and we leave everyone else to do that, don't we?
Yeah, there's enough of them being negative. But I don't mind it if people have got... So long as people listen to what I have to say, it's very frustrating when you say something and it's the truth and you say it, and then they just back the same shit that they've already asked you before that, and they're not actually listening to your response. So you're not having a linear conversation. It doesn't actually go anywhere. You're just going round and round like on a hamster wheel. And they're not listening, and it's lovely to have this opportunity to actually speak properly, as opposed to have to constantly, I'm on the defence, but I'm not. But inside, internally, I'm thinking a million things. So I'm thinking, right, A, I want to punch you in the face, but I can't. B, I get where you're coming from to some degree, because I have to put myself in someone else's situation, because you have to do that to have empathy with people. That's what empathy is. And to understand where they're coming from and give my response, you know.
But it's the way they put it over to you. That's my thing. If you ask questions constructively that are not in a negative way, I could quite easily be... Now, I know too much about it, and I know too much from my chats with you with regard to Charlie. And obviously, you know, I've followed Charlie for a lot of years in all different capacities. But my line of inquiry would be... I wouldn't be asking you in a vehement, nasty way, and I don't know why people have to ask in a... we know people have to sell shows and stuff, but I don't know why people have to be so vehement and negative about it, you know.
I don't, and that's because that sells papers, and they've got a job to do.
Yeah. It's no good selling them from some prissy girl who's a librarian. That doesn't sell papers.
Well, no, it doesn't sell things. So, and I understand what sells things. So to some degree, it was a, you know, we had to sell it, and I didn't mind them coming into the hotel room and taking a couple of shots of me, and some of the things that they didn't use, I wish they had have used, because it would have given the whole thing more context and more depth.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and that's that. But everything I always believe everything comes out in the wash.
Of course it does. Yeah.
You know, the truth will always come out. So, because I know how I feel, and I know how Charlie feels, I'm not that bothered, because what do I care if someone doesn't believe me?
You're not trying to convince anyone else, are you?
No, because if you don't believe it, don't believe it.
You convince you, and Charlie's convinced, and that's all that matters. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, because anyone who knows me utterly knows that I'm really happy. Anyone who knows Charlie knows that he is the happiest he's been in a long, long time. You've only got to see, I get his reports in from the prison each month, his kind of review, and his behaviour, his everything, they're remarking in there how happy, bright he is. He's got a future, and now he's kind of saying, he said, for so long, one of the things he did say to me that sticks in my mind, in one of his letters, he said, for so long, I've never dared look past, you know, next tomorrow or the next day or perhaps the weekend when I might have a visit, but that's it.
Yeah.
Now, he says, I actually dare to see a future, and he can see one. And it's with me, and both of us do, and we've got our little funny things. I mean, I think we will probably have 3 llamas, that's the truth, because why not? You know, if he wants 3 llamas, let's have 3. It's eccentric, let's have them, let's dress them up.
But that's heartwarming to me. It's like, you know, people take a minute and think about the life that he's had to lead. Now, whether people think some of it's been brought down to him by himself, which he would tell you straight away, stood in front of you. Oh, of course, I've done some of it myself.
Oh, God, he does say that, because he said, right, he said once a moment, he goes, let's get something fucking straight. The reason why I'm in here is because I've been a fucking idiot. I've made a lot of fucking mistakes. I've had a bit of fun along the way, been a bit naughty at times, didn't mean what I meant, you know, what I did, you know, got a bit carried away, but I've also made some really fucking... I don't know if he uses the word mistakes, actually, because he kind of lives with no regrets, but he realises... I can't remember the exact word that he used.
Wrong choices, maybe.
Yeah, like the wrong choice. He goes, but I've done them. I've paid me fucking price. I've been given what I've been given, and it's now time for me to get out.
Yeah,
and it is. There is no reason whatsoever to keep that man in prison indefinitely. No. He needs to. He's like an IPP prisoner who haven't got a kind of release date. That's what IPP is.
Yeah.
But he isn't one, but he's kind of like one because he hasn't got a release date. And I believe that. Listen, if you're not going to give someone another chance, why not bring back? Let's get another Albert Pierpoint on the go, and let's bring back hanging. Yeah. Because if you don't believe in reforming somebody, if you don't believe in giving a second chance, if you don't believe in redemption, you don't believe in someone having a future, you don't believe in life after life, then end the life. But you don't. You keep them there living on.
Yeah,
so you've got to. It's either pick one or the other. And of course, he wouldn't have received the death penalty because he's never killed anybody. So
exactly, it's soul destroying. It's like an hamster on a fucking wheel. You know.
It is. I don't know how he does it. Well, I do. I don't know how he does. I don't know how he remains so optimistic.
Well, he's a stronger man than I am.
He's a stronger man than me. I'm not a man, but yeah. But then he says lovely things like, he goes, I don't know how you do it. He goes, you've got it really fucking hard out there. He goes, with me, if I don't like something, I go back in me fucking. I just go sit there or do a bit of art. I've got no one fucking, no Facebook, no this, no that. He goes, you're out there, and I hate it because I want to be with you. I want to fucking look after you. I want this, and he's such. He's my bloke. Yeah. That's who he is. He's my bloke, and I'm his lady.
And I think that little bit there has hopefully established a fact of that your relationship's 100% real and massive and true. And
God, yeah. Wait till your buddy sees us. Wait till you.
Yeah. And anyone out there who doubts it, fuck you.
I couldn't have done it better myself.
But I mean, going back to Charlie again. I mean, when was it? What was when was the last time he was out? Was he in '88 or something?
Oh God, now you're asking. I don't know. When was the last time? 87. I spoke about this with him yesterday because he was at.
Yeah, I knew it was around that.
He was in Bow. Some theatre in Bow. He was doing a boxing match because Lenny was actually in the crowd.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And his Paul Edmonds, I think it was. It was his manager at the time. Because Charlie was on fire. He just got out of prison. He was light on his feet. He was just a fireball. Yeah. And he challenged anyone in the crowd to come in the ring with him.
Yeah.
And I think Lenny was there. But Charlie said yesterday, he said Lenny was embarking on different things at that point, and he was
retired from unlicensed fighting and that.
It was, I think he was getting into performance and everything else at that point. So
he was even talking about the film at one day, and everything was on the cards. And so Lenny was looking at a different path to tread, and
he was, but he's got a lot of respect for Lenny. He's got a lot of respect for Roy. He's got a lot of, he's when someone deserves respect, then he will give it, and that you're talking obviously Lenny or you Roy Shaws or you people like that, or we're talking people who work. I'm not saying the lowest of the low, but we're talking out those, or we're talking like the prison officers that work there. He is very respectful to people, and they sit and they have a joke with him, and they laugh about things, and you can just tell they're not doing it because they I better do it. They just get on with him. They just get on, and one bloke, one lovely bloke who works there, they always treat me really nicely and with respect. And one bloke there, he goes, if it were left to me, Charlie, I'd open the gates tomorrow and let you out. I'd open the gates tomorrow.
That's a nice.
And that's coming from someone who sees him day to day, who works in that unit. Yeah.
Well, people need to listen to people like him, don't they?
Well, they do, because they're the actual people who really know.
Yeah.
And you cannot keep throwing the past at somebody, because the past is you can't. It's like getting back with somebody it's like your boyfriend or your girlfriend's cheated on you. And you decide to draw a clean line, and you say, right, we're getting back together. And yet every day you throw it at them, you throw it at them, you throw it at them. You shouldn't be. Don't be together then. The past, for something to work, you've got to let that be in the past. And he has done well over 14 bloody years. That's 14 Christmases, 14 birthdays, 14 of his mother's Christmas. His mum, you know, she's in her 80s, bless her. Ivor's a lovely, lovely lady, and he wants to get out before her time is up on this earth.
Of course he does.
And he wants to give her a hug, and he hates her having to, you know, she hasn't seen it in a while because right now he's on clothes visits again. Plus, she's not realised she's got a bad hip, bless her. And I ring up and have a chat with her. She's such a lovely lady.
It's just disgusting to me that a man like Charlie, that anyone thinks they've got the right to sort of put, you know, lock the door and throw away the key, and that's the fucking end of it.
And I think that I totally agree, and I think that's what's happened. And what's happened is, I think he's been lost in the system, for one. I think that he's almost been made a bit of a caricature of himself by this Bronson thing and the image, and people love it. And sometimes on Facebook, you know, if I see something, like the other day there was something on there, and I won't mention names, I can't remember all the names, but, you know, there was some woman that had been beat up by an ex-partner years ago, and somebody put, you know, oh, if only he could get in a room with Charlie, and somebody else put, it's people like you putting things like that don't help him, because... You know, don't say that's for Charlie, like he's just this animal that will just go at you, you know, throw you in the cage with him. He's a bloody man. He's had enough. He is 64. You know, not like he's nothing like 64. You wouldn't think it to look at, and you wouldn't think it anything, any way, shape or form, but he's been in there for a long time.
Charlie, I thought he was no older than 45, mate.
I shall tell him that. I shall tell. Yeah, there you go. That's all right. One to you there.
I'm no fool.
But he's a good 64.
The thing is, I think we should drop this old scenario because we've done it to death. But to put a lid on the old Charlie, Charlie probably got that engulfed in the name Charles Bronson and the part that they chose for him to play, that he sort of played it.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Because he got bored. He got very, very bored. And then he started to rebel, and he did these roof protests and caused all the damage and all this. And a lot of it was done out of boredom or a rebellion against the system. I mean, to be forced down and injected with a substance that's going to render you that you cannot move your body. You wake up with a pounding headache. You're in a bare cell that's freezing cold. You know, a cockroach has gone into his ear once and never came out. We don't know what happened with that. That's had to eat food in a straitjacket, in a bowl, off the floor. You know, these are... Do you know, no wonder he bloody rebelled to some degree.
This is not how I want to treat a human being.
It's not what, sorry?
It's not how I want to treat a human being.
It's not how I want to treat anything in such a degrading manner. And he probably was put in a straitjacket because he kicked off. But why did he kick off in the first place? Because I don't believe that he would just do something for absolutely no reason whatsoever. He might jump on a roof because he was bored, but I don't believe he would do
let's be honest,
harm to somebody for no reason.
Let's be honest, Paula. I'd probably do exactly the same myself. It's probably the only little bit of hold of, like, you feel like you've got a little bit of freedom for a minute.
Well, it is. Well, when he was on the roof, that's the time that he felt free. And
well, if you take someone, if you're locked away and everything, and you can't go nowhere, and then I take some fella hostage and I go in a room with him, and that little place is my place, I feel free for a few hours. Maybe that's...
Yeah, it is. I totally think it is. And there are, when he's taken the sort of the more serious kind of hostage situation, he's taken over the wing, and for that moment, like, I'm going the fucking wing and all this, and for that period in time, obviously I'm not excusing what he did, and neither is he. Nobody bloody is. But it happened, and
he's done his... put all that in the past and let him...
He's done it, hasn't he? He's paid his bloody price, and you can't keep punishing someone when they've already served well over what they're bloody meant to have served. And all we're asking for is that, well, hopefully his parole hearing goes well. He's got a really good solicitor at the moment.
Yeah, I know we can't touch on this too much, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't go into too much detail, but I can say that he'd had the same solicitor for quite a long period of time, and that solicitor, we believe, had rested on the laurels to some degree, and just the cogs were sort of, like, for example, he said, you know, make sure you're in touch with my Paula, make sure that you're letting her know what's going on and all this, and they weren't, you know, and I had to chase things up, whereas this one now, he understands that, you know, Charlie's, Rod is a really close friend, and me, and other people that are in a quite close circle, is trying to keep us sort of in the loop of what's going on. And I think that's wonderful, because I'm going to be, all being well, I will be, at the parole hearing, because in certain circumstances you can have a family member or a spouse or whoever there for support, and also to speak up for you as well, and talk about how you see the future, and it's all kind of character reference kind of thing, isn't it? But a lot of the time they don't let them in because they lose the cool, and if someone said something against their loved one, they kick off or something else. So it's not as a done thing. But I've spoken at length with his solicitor, and he's sort of confident of the fact that I can kind of go in there and not lose my rag, and if someone says something, and also keep Charlie nice and calm, and I do genuinely believe, well, I know that I am a calming influence on him. I know that I am. And his friends would tell you that. The people that are around him all the time will tell you that. Not just me. It's his friends, and it's everything. You know, I'm not putting it all down to bloody me. But when you're in love with someone, you are happy.
Of course you are, yeah.
And he's got the bloody chance of a future. He will have a bloody future, because I won't give up. I'll tell you that now. I'm like a dog with a bone.
Well, you can't. You bring me on to my next point now, which so was it February Charlie proposed to you?
It was. It was February, 13th in person, 14th on the phone.
Ah, right. All right. Fantastic. So.
And like a bloody, he told me beforehand, because this is the thing with him. He's naughty. I said, he was on the phone once, and he went, I've been thinking. I said, yes, Charlie, what have you been thinking then now? He said, I want to live my life with you. I fucking love you. And I said, I love you.
Is that the first time he said I love you then?
That's how it was on the phone. He went, and I cannot and don't want to imagine my life without you. Does that make sense? And I said, yeah, it does. He says, so if I feel like that and you feel the same way, it was so sweet. And it goes, what do you reckon if we was to say, fuck it, let's fucking be together? I said, well, we are. He says, no, I mean forever. Like, if we was getting married, like. And he said, if I asked you, because it's Valentine's Day soon, and I could see what he was getting at. I said, Charlie, I said, cut bullshit. I said, are you going to ask me to marry you or what? And he went, well, he said, what would you say if I did? I said, what do you think I'd say? He goes, well, I think you might say yes. I said, well, I'd say yes, that's what I would say. And he went, right, that's all right then. I said, yeah, it is.
So he preambled and preempted.
It was, because I think he was testing the water. He's a very proud man, obviously. He's pride, he's very, very proud. And I think, to some degree, that phone call was testing the waters, because I'm younger, I've got no children, no commitments, no baggage, so to speak, of no ex-bloody husbands or whatever. You know, I am literally a free bird to a certain degree. I can go wherever, do whatever, and I will do that. I'm a bit of a, bit of a gypsy to some degree. I'm off. So if I need to, and I think he was testing the water, because I could easily have just said, listen, yeah, but I'm steady on, hold your bloody horses. But I'm not. I was extreme with him, so I think he was testing the water, and he said, well, Valentine's Day, I was thinking, right, Valentine's Day is a Tuesday, I was going to ask you on the phone, but I don't get no visits on a Tuesday, so I have to ask you on the phone, so why don't? And I said, you've really thought about this? He goes, of course I fucking have. And So we were both really excited, and that's when we kind of discussed, right, who should know, how should they know, do we let people know? And it brings me back to, I'm a lot more media savvy now than I was in February and pre-February. I'm a lot less trusting of a lot of media because I know that they're just out for whatever they can get,
well,
obviously.
You was an actress anyway, and then it doesn't take long to get media savvy, does it? Let's face it.
No, yeah, but I've not dealt with it like this, as in like me.
No.
And me in my own personal life. But it only takes one person to mention it to one person, one phone call, she lives in this house, this is who she is, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, there's a story about me and a shot taken of me. Now, they've got that story, print it whatever they want. We've got nothing for it. So why the hell shouldn't I... Oh, sounds like in the door, sorry, Colin. Why the hell shouldn't I... But this bloody important point as well. Someone would knock on the door at this point.
Don't worry.
So why the hell shouldn't I think? Let me just go back to that because it's thrown me that.
You'll have to because you've said that sentence 5 times.
Bloody hell, I've said it 10 times. What else shouldn't I? What shouldn't you do? I don't know.
I forgot what you should and shouldn't be doing.
I don't know either. Why the hell shouldn't we tell our story our bloody way? Why the hell, why not? And these people that get married to footballers, are they dragged over the bloody coals? How the hell is like? And I bet a lot of them literally probably are in it for the money and the glory.
Of course.
I'm being a bit judgmental now, and if I sat down in a room and had a conversation with one, I might change my mind and I might not.
Well, there's a minority of them that's the way it will be, and we know that.
It will be, and not just footballers, but other people of notoriety or what have you. They don't get this, but I do, but it doesn't really matter. Everything dies down. The truth always comes out in the end, so that will be a glorious time, because when he's out, people can be with us or not if they want to get on with their own life, but I think we've got a nice support network of good friends and family.
Yeah.
I mean, family, it's a bit of an issue to some degree with my family. There's been some that just don't get it. I mean, it's not what you would imagine for your daughter, is it? Oof, there we go, I'm off. She's off with...
I said to you before, Paula, anybody would have to be silly if
they would have to be silly, and I understand that.
You didn't walk in the house and go, Mum, Dad, I'm marrying Charles Bronson, and the child Salvador, blah, 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 blah. Well, I presume you would have had to have said Charles Bronson, because they would have probably not known who Charles Bronson was. I did have to say Charles Bronson. But then my mum knew, well, everyone knew I was writing. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people knew I was writing to him. And they knew that I'd met up with him. And my mum, I mean, I'm the youngest of 6. And I think by the time they got to me, my parents just thought, bloody hell, we've raised enough of them. It wasn't like they didn't. What I'm trying to say is, they have to trust that I've got a brain, and they have to not sweat every little thing I did, because if I would have given them a nervous breakdown by now, the amount of things that I've done in my life. Yeah.
I mean, this is just the icing on the cake, really, because the cake's pretty big. I mean, they gave up a long time ago any hopes of me being normal. But they love me, and they just want me to be happy, as any parent would be. But there are some family members that have found it very difficult to deal with, and that have had less to do with me now. It's hopefully they'll see that I'm happy, and that time will tell, because time will tell, and I know that it will be absolutely wonderful.
Well, like you say, it's understandable to a certain extent with certain
It is. And so I don't. There's no malice or anything like that for anybody that's concerned for me. If it comes from a genuine place of concern, that's fine. But all I would ask is that people talk to me and don't just jump to assumptions. Just talk to me.
Don't throw mud at something you don't know enough about. Yeah. Exactly.
Because I know enough about. I mean, like I say, we're going over the same thing now to some degree, because I wouldn't go into this if I didn't one, love him, but two, I haven't got my nuts screwed on pretty firmly as well.
But we're only going over and over it, Paula, because it's the thing that's been questioned the most.
It has been questioned.
And I think we've put it to bed.
We have. That one's down in the bed.
Done. So, when's the wedding? And
when's the wedding? A big question.
In the minute, would it be? Obviously, it'd be in prison, obviously. But if it was right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, it all depends on how long. It's not going to be where he is right now.
No.
We've looked into it, and we only allowed 5 guests. Right. So as Charlie says, that's 2.5 each. How are we going to do that?
2.5 each.
2.5 each. King Solomon's going to come in and source 1.5. But it's...
Where's Paul Daniels when you need him?
Yeah, where is he? Bloody hell. But that bird off Britain's Got Talent, she's pretty fit. She can come and saw somebody in half. Me and Charlie don't think she's right now.
Until like this, I'm back to Jimmy Cranky again. Here, Ant, we could put two Jimmy Cranky in another one. Every podcast we do I manage to slip Jimmy Cranky in it somewhere? So I've just done
Jimmy Cranky, there you go. He's in. He's done. That one's in the bag.
I can hear Charlie going, who's the fucking hell's Jimmy?
What the fuck's your mate, Jimmy fucking... He's not fucking coming to our fucking wedding.
And you're going, what are you calling me for, Charlie?
He's probably enjoyed Jimmy Cranky at our wedding. I mean, we've got... What we're going to have is... We're going to have our prison wedding... Should we need to have a prison wedding, but not where he is right now. Because it is too... He doesn't want it for me. I've never been married before. And it would be... He said it'd be a bit of a mockery where it is now. The security's too high. There'd be more, there'd be more riot squads than there would guests, which is never really good at your wedding, is it? I mean, you've got someone probably out on the mobile phone to take pictures. The prison own them. I don't. Let's see where he ends up, within the next 12 months. Let's see where he is. And then it only takes about a month to process it through, so there's nobody messing once but we're in limbo at the moment, so where he is isn't going to be the right place for us. So these hopes of this August wedding are not really going to come to fruition because I'd get bloody mad. I would. I don't care if it's just a bloody prison mouse as a bloody... watching it. I don't really care as long as he's there. That's what I'm bothered about.
Well, that's all that matters,
He's said to me, I don't want it for you.
No.
Because it's not fair, and I think he feels a bit degraded and a bit embarrassed about the whole thing, that it wouldn't be nice for me.
Yeah, we can understand that.
So bother me, but it's fine.
So who would be there then at the minute? Let's say at this minute, who would be there?
Who would be there?
You, Charlie, so then you've got 5 others, yeah?
Right, well, it would be...
Me and Anthony.
You and Ant, obviously. Jimmy Cranky, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's just 2. So it'd be...
We've got a picture.
Rod, his best mate.
Rod, yeah.
And who I'm being given away by, which is... Who I call him my grandpop's granddad. He's like taking me on as his sort of granddaughter. And that is the legendary Toby Von George.
Oh, Toby, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, he's giving me away, the bugger is. We've got him...
Toby's health at the minute? I have to ask you that, because I did speak to him a couple of times and didn't get a chance.
Have you?
Well, I corresponded with him, should I say.
He's just lovely. And even Charlie calls him Grandpops now. He goes, Grandpops, you all right? Hello, Charlie, hello. And he's just really... He said, no, you must be good for Grandpops, you must. And he's
good at these impressions, Paula.
Oh, thanks. Not the first time.
I forgot which one's you now.
Who knows? Who's the real Paula? Please, Dad.
So how is Toby's health now? I know he had a bit of an health.
He's not in the best of health, but he's not in the best of health for a while. But when he's got something to look forward to, and he calls me his granddaughter, and I couldn't be any more his granddaughter if we're not blood related, but we may as bloody well be. Yeah. Because I love him, and he loves me, and he's my granddad, he's my grandpops, and he calls me his granddaughter, and Charlie his grandson, and I can think of no better person in this entire scenario, because my parents aren't massively keen on going to prison and giving me away and all that, and Toby knew a lot of the same people, Joey Powell Senior and Roy Shaw and Lenny, all these people he knew as well. And it would be wonderful for them to meet. So we're currently getting him passed by the prison service. That's gone through now. So that when it comes to time, he'll be passed. I mean, he's gold. I will make it. It's a good job I'm not getting married in a bloody big place, because all the gold he wears, he'll never make it down the bloody aisle. I'll have to wheel him down on a wheel. Well, not a wheelchair, will be wheelbarrow.
It's funny you should say that, because me and Kelly talking about Len's funeral, obviously we speak hours and hours and hours every day sometimes, a lot. And we was talking about Len's funeral, and she said, yeah, there was some fella there, Lee, and he had as soon as she said it, she went, he had this coat on, right, and it was like this, and he had all this jewellery on, right, and he just walks in Mum's house in Bexley, and he had a cane. I went, yeah, it's Toby Von Judge. He went, she went, who's Judge? I went, no, Toby Von Judge. And I told her a little bit about who he was. She went, now that rings a bell, because I remember that name being, and then I tried to speak to Toby for our book, and just at the time when he got ill and it didn't come off, so that was the end of that. But I
can sort something out with Toby for you at some point. That would be a problem.
Yeah, because we've got the volume 2 that we're working on now. So if you do happen to. Then fantastic. Me again.
We speak most day, not every day anymore.
Well, maybe mention it to him,
because he sleeps at certain hours of the day, and sometimes I'm not available. But we speak very often, or I'll go and visit him and stop there, and so we can sort that out. But it's gonna be it all depends who will be there as to how many people we can have, and obviously they've got to have already been passed by the prison. That's the issue with people. So I'm trying to get a couple of people passed at the moment, just so that we've got a bit of a mix of people.
Okay. So who would Charlie have on his? Did you say?
Oh, there's going to be quite a few. But there's going to be obviously his mum. Be Rod, be Nicola and Mark. There's quite a few. Close people, his cousin Stu. There's
Charlie's family then, Paula. Charlie's family. Does he get much correspondence from family members over the years? Has he? I don't really know that.
Yeah. He's had bits of fallouts over the years with a few members of his family. And this is before so I don't. I know it riles him to talk about it, and it upsets him, so I don't. Like I say, again, if he wants to tell me, he can tell me. Otherwise, it's a pity. It's a pity when families fall out, and I would just love everyone just to be friends, really. Especially when it's family, especially with his mum and everything else, and all she wants to see is his family get on. But they're Charlie's own reasons, and I can't really comment on them.
You mentioned earlier as well, I was just going on to hear about the petition thing, so obviously people can sign, and you run Charlie's page now. Obviously I'm a member myself, and you run it with
so we co-run, me, obviously Daz and Basky would be there, those friends, me, Rod and Daz, one of his friends who also lives near me, run this site called Free the Artist Charles Salvador.
That's it.
And what that is basically any genuine supporters. We don't have any gossiping and all sorts of bickering and all that. It is literally just for people that are interested in Charlie, interested in the truth about him, interested in his progression, interested in little interesting bits, or just to share things. And we run that, and we've got growing in numbers daily.
How many members have you got now?
I think we've got about 3,500 at the moment.
Quite a few, and it's relatively quickly.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'd rather have 3,000
real members,
than 50,000 people are just like, oh, whatever, I'll join that. We'd rather that, because we just want it really.
Exactly.
People really who genuinely want to support him, want to write to him, just bits like, oh, where is he? How can I write to him? What can I send in? The petition obviously gets shared on there. Lots of different things that Charlie wants to share with people. Sorry.
You don't want everyone's nana in the budgie guy who know nothing about Charlie. I know a few.
No, exactly.
I know a few sites out there that have, they've got like 12, 13, 15,000 members. Some of them, I think, well, where are these people? They all came from
Well, where are they, and what is their actual interest
and what is their activity
in this?
on the site? Yeah.
Well, some people, some people don't know their artists from their elbow, and I just think if you're on a site because you're interested in it, then learn. That's brilliant. Then let's share information and we can learn about this. But some people go on there and slag off people that are no longer with us, like the twins or wherever else. I'm thinking, well, what? Why are you on this? Yeah. Fair enough, you can discuss something.
Yeah.
But I don't get
exactly.
really get some of it.
Brings me back to my point again. I've got massive opinions on things. I'm a really opinionated fella, but I'll ask with a air of that I want to know an answer to something, not that it's a vehement and I want to be nasty about it. People go to me, well, I've had someone saying to me, why are you writing a book about Lenny Mclean? We've had people asking me, and in the past. And I've gone, well, why are you sat in a cafe drinking a coffee? What's it got to do with you, what I'm doing?
Yeah, well, what's it got to do with them? Yeah. And as long as you ask it in a respectful way, like, oh, how come you writing a book about him? What's the connection there, or what's the interest? And I love learning things. I love learning things, and I just don't get, it baffles me that some people just want to just assume things and not want to learn, but we're all different, I suppose.
Like we've said all the way through this, and we've been here for 2 hours now or so.
We bloody have. I'm going to have to get going soon.
I know, same here. But people always want to throw shit at stuff.
They do, and Charlie's talked about this to me, and like he said, and sort of repeat what he said, and I'll hopefully able to share a little bit of that with you. That's... But it was like him saying, that's what was really nice. He was going, I said, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. He goes, no, because when they have a pop at you, they're having a pop at me, because you're my lady. And I feel the exact same way about him, and it is what it is. They'll get bored and someone else will bear the brunt. But I don't really like someone else bearing the brunt, because I don't want people bearing the brunt of other people's insecurities and shortcomings. I just think, make a success of your own life. Stop bloody worrying and bothering other people's business.
So talking about that then, and giving our show a bit of a G up. How did you sell me and Ant and our podcast place to Charlie?
Oh, I spoke to Charlie. I spoke to him a few times about you two, and I've said about other people that you've interviewed or that you're planning to interview. About obviously the Lenny book and everything else, and I've got Charlie to do a piece of art that's going to be like a tribute.
Thank you, Charlie, if you were there.
It's going to be a tribute for that, and thank you for asking for that as well. I hope it'll make a really welcome addition. I've told him that I've spoken to you a few times, and that I get on well with you, and that you've assured me that it's going to be done in a pro. I don't want to say pro me and Charlie, because it's like you're blindly following. It's you're in a pro finding out about. Like you're not coming to for the preconceived idea. You are actually asking questions and listening to the answers.
Yeah, well, we're coming at it from a realistic and a real.
A realistic, and someone that, and also because it's, and obviously, and I have to say, Charlie isn't involved with any gangland, never has, never will. He has always worked alone. He's not.
He was his own gangland.
He was his own gangland, and he's an artist, and he's very, very, and I am very passionate about him saying that he is an artist now. He isn't this, but he's always going to be associated. He is. It's just a fact with this kind of underworld, inverted commas.
Well, they all love him.
And people do love him. They do. He's got such massive support. And like I say to him, I'm going to say, do you realise like this? And I keep trying to tell her things. She goes, I don't understand why people... And I said, well, this is because people admire him because of his spirit, because he's never given up, because to face, in the face of adversity, you keep going with a smile and doing things and creating art every day. I don't know if I could be bothered every day. I just don't know if I could be if I was in his situation. So I take my hat off to him, I really do. I'm very proud of him. Very proud.
He astounds me how he copes and deals with life and the way things are for him. And hopefully that ain't going to be for too much longer.
Hopefully not, and I'm on it. I'm on it like a cob on it, and I will not give up on him.
I'll tell you what, if he's got you with your teeth into all things proactive in the move to him hopefully being freed very soon, then I think he's got a good ally. Thank you very much. Yeah. And I think I'm gonna sort of bring us to a wrap up there, and I'm gonna say to you, where do you, this is like a bit of a smashish question I'm gonna ask you. Are you ready for this one?
Go on.
What's your favourite colour? No.
That's good.
I was going to say, where do you see yourself and Charlie, obviously, in 5 years' time? 5 years. I thought you might say 5 years. I don't know if you were going to say 10 at 5. 5 years' time is out. We're going to have a little flat in London, which we're going to be. So when we've got a bit of business going in London, and we're there in Central, and we've both got lots of people and friends there now, and that's kind of a good base for us. But we also want somewhere. He keeps singing bloody that Blur song when I say it to him. A little house in the country. We want it sounds like somewhere private. It sounds like a fairy tale when I say a cottage in the country. Oh, I want a cottage, but it's somewhere private because he's lived in solitary for most of his life, and I love solitude. Yeah. And we both want animals, and we want him to do his art. I want him to have a studio. So. But it'd be a massive. We'll do a bit of travelling, bit of where we can. I don't know what the stipulation is going to be placed on him, so we have to take everything in consideration. Whenever he gets out, you know, he might not be able to travel abroad. We don't know. We don't know what the stipulations. I don't know. But definitely 2 hours, 2 places, and lots of business, lots of pleasure, lots of fun, and some bloody beautiful spooning. That's what we always say. Yeah. Want to get in bed and spoon him. Has he got his beard on it this time? Or? Oh no, he ain't got a bloody beard. No, I don't like that beard. Jesus, no. I meant to ask you that earlier. Yeah, well, he's got his handlebar moustache, which is coming on very, very well. Yeah, he looks very, very dapper. Yeah. The last visit I was on with him, he looked the best I've seen him ever. He's alive. He's fit. He's happy. His eyes are shining. His handlebar tash is twitching with excitement, and it is a bit of a. I mean, it will be. It'll be tickling my thighs, that handlebar moustache. That's what we always say. Calm down. Hey, I'll say that. Get a fucking room. We bloody will. I'll tell you now. When he gets out, ye God, it's going to be immense. So you're scaring me. Yeah, I should. You should be scared. Hey, everyone should be. It's going to be. Be scared. Yeah. Be scared, people. Be scared. Yeah. But in a fucking nice way. Yeah, but in the most beautiful of way. People. I want a good 24 hours with him of rampant activity. Yeah. But, you know, it is one massive culture shock to Charlie. That's why I said earlier on, I think the last time he was out of the nick was 88. I mean, look at life that's gone. Yeah, it's going to be huge, and that's and realistically, I know, and Rod knows, and his close family and friends know that it's going to be a slow burn. This one's going to be when he gets out, and I want some lovely things from him. I want some interviews lined up for him. I want him to have his glory because he bloody deserves it. I want his art. I mean, I'm planning on doing an exhibition. An exhibition, of his artwork. Hopefully this year, if not this year, then next year. But I've got a bit of interest from a gallery in Shoreditch. Oh, that'd be fantastic! Yeah, so it's going to be, that'll be brilliant. And when I talk about it to him, he gets so excited and he feels alive. And it will happen. It will happen. Everything that I've said, I explained just quickly about the law of attraction to him. And that when you start to realise what you want and you put it out to the universe and you actually say, I want this, the universe will give it back to you. And that's not me being hippie or whatever. That's just, it works. Whether it's God or the universe or fate or whatever it may be, it just sort of works. And I started talking to him in this way, and things are, they're going very well. We've got a lot to look forward to. We're very, very positive, but realistic as well. But it's going to be good. Watch this bloody space.
Well, I can be the horse. That's what you do. That's what you do. The horse's mouth.
What was the impression I said you have to... I said...
What impression was that?
Do you remember? I said, please do. Oh, no, you did it, didn't you?
Did I? I can't remember.
I said to you on the phone as we were sort of preempting this interview chat, and I said...
I'm sure there's a few impressions in there.
Yeah. No, it was. I know what it was. It was me. You saying, "Oh, he thinks, all he's got is his little cage, and I've got this."
I know he is. Me clean up my bloody entire house, and all he's got is his bloody cage. It's all right for some. I said on one visit with him, I said, he goes, "I'm going to get off in a minute. I've got my fish and chips. It's Friday. Got my fish and chips." And I said, "Oh, you're a lucky sod, you are." And then he goes, "Lucky? I can't believe you." I go, "Here I am in a fucking cage and you're coming lucky." I said, "I know it's ridiculous." Every time I'm driving back from the visit, 'cause it's a good drive back, every time I'm driving back from that bloody visit, and he shouts out of his bloody cell window what he's eating, I've got a craving for whatever he's eating, and I think, "You bastard," as I drive back. I stop off at the bloody chippy, or I stop off for a curry, or whatever it is. But, yeah.
Hey, I'm going to go on to something now. I'm not stopping.
Be quick, because I've got someone coming round. I've got to have a shower and everything.
I've got 2 minutes. Give us let's have 2 more minutes.
You've only got 2. You've had too long already. Come on.
I've been a massive lover of beer.
Let's see if you can manage it in 2.
I've been a beer lover all my life. Lager, beer, any beer.
Yeah.
Does Charlie miss beer and things like that?
Oh, he wants a Black Russian. That's his favourite drink.
Not beer. Beer though.
He will have a lager. He'll have a Guinness. I don't think he's much. He'll have a pint, but he's not much of a drinker. No. He wasn't before when he was out. He's never much of a drinker. He'll have a little drink. He'll have a bit of. He wants a champagne when he's out. He wants a Black Russian.
I always admire people who aren't much of a drinker because I've been everything.
I know, on me. I just think, oh God.
Hey, I'll tell you now. The last went to the doctors about 4 years ago to have a bit of a checkup, and I thought she'll obviously say to me, "Well, you ain't got a liver anymore, but we'll have to deal with that some other time." But no, it was perfect, and I was shocked. I pictured like the biggest warehouse in the world, full of the booze that I've drunk over the last 50 years.
I bet mine's pickled. Mine will be bloody pickled over the years, but I keep going. At least it's self-regenerating, whatever you call it.
If you just don't go and have a checkup, and you won't find out.
You've got no liver, but you've no liver to damage, so it's not that bad. Keep going.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So, well, I'll wrap us up there now because you've got to go and I've got to go, and I have to say, it's great talking to you, Paula, and
you too.
We obviously wish you every success and luck with Charlie, with the parole hearing and everything coming
Thank you.
And your relationship and everything. And, well, for me and Aunt love you anyway, so...
Bless you both. Thank you both very, very much. Really appreciate it.
Tell Charlie, as soon as our book is on the shelves, it'll be winging its way to him.
Brilliant. Thank you. He'll love that.
That's, I hope he does. Yeah.
They will.
Okay.
Thank you very much for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
God bless.
Thank you,
Be good.
Paula.
If you can't be good, don't get caught.
Brilliant. We'll finish it there. Talk soon, Paula.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, right? I've got a nip in the shower.
Okay, bye-bye.
And I'll send you... I've got a voice on off Charlie that I'll send to you as well. I'll send it in a bit.
That's right. Fantastic.
All right.
Okay.
Speak to you later.
Cheers,
it was brilliant, that was. Thanks very much.
Fantastic.
Okay. Ta-ra.
Yeah, cracking interview with Paula there, and good luck to her and Charlie in the future. Mm-hmm. It's all looking really positive at the moment, Lee. But
definitely is. Yeah.
Yes.
All good stuff, mate. And no doubt we'll probably speak with Paula in another future podcast. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe give it a bit of time, in a year or so or something.
Yeah, give it a year from now. Stop pinching my lines off a script, please.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed.
No, I'm only joking. Everyone knows you haven't got no scripts.
I know, yeah. But, plus your name ain't fucking Lee.
Yeah.
it's fucking Wayne, innit?
Fucking Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Right, thanks for everyone who joined us on today's show, and don't forget to leave us some feedback in the comments below.
Yeah, nice one. Like Ant said, always leave us feedback. That's what we need. Yeah, one last thing though before we wrap this episode up. Rod Harrison left this on his Free Charles Salvador page. Nice chat with Charlie today. He's in good spirits despite being disappointed with the parole board wanting to change the goalposts on Charlie's oral hearing. I don't like saying oral, but there you go. I'm awaiting documentation which will allow me to state the facts to keep you all in the loop. Productive discussion with his legal team, and this morning who are pursuing every avenue open to them, with some encouraging news from their meeting with Charlie yesterday. What Charlie needs now is the public support, no stunts or silly media coverage, none of that crap. Just honest, sensible support. We'll update you as the paperwork arrives. Charlie thanks you all for your continued support and is involved in a couple of interesting projects, so watch this space.
Yeah, so all sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah,
a bit of news, but you keep updated with all that, aren't you? Let's keep it positive, as everyone says.
Well, yeah, I mean, once they're updated, we'll then update everyone else. That's all we can do, innit? As we get to hear about it.
Right, anyway, that's me done. Nothing more to say than wrap it up the big man.
Yeah. And Ant's fucking wrapping it up because he's got to get home for his dinner.
I'm looking at my watch now, the countdown's going on.
Fucking hell, honestly. Hey, he's got to catch the fucker first.
Yeah. Oh, one last thing. I don't know if you've seen this afternoon about that Gangland it. I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook.
No, what's that?
Oh, it's a bit of breaking news. Huh?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, Jimmy Cranky got taken out.
Hey, you beat me.
I had a slip of English one mention Jimmy fucking Cranky, didn't he? For a change.
Good man. I'm glad you did, because I'd have got to the end of that and my OCD thing would have kicked in. And I thought, bollocks, I never mentioned Jimmy Cranky.
And you'll be ringing me up tomorrow. We got to do the show again because you haven't mentioned him. Just for the record, if there's any of Jimmy Cranky's real family listening, it was a joke, and but that's me done. Really, I got 5 minutes. The beans are fucking burning now, so wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay, mate. Okay. So I'm gonna wrap it up on that.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Hey, off a blow. Who we got next show?
Go on.
Any idea?
Yeah. Good one. This. Nah. Hang on a minute. Bear with me here. This is a good one. This. Yeah.
Right, go on.
I ain't got a fucking clue.
Well, that's the good one, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Right, you all got to look forward to. You ain't got a fucking clues on the next show, so.
No, go on. Hang on a minute. Let me jump in.
Go on. I know you were in talks with the Phil the last couple of days.
Yeah, open Norman Buckland.
Norman Buckland, the ex-governor.
Yeah.
And we got Nezzy.
Cracking.
We got a few more. John
we've got Nezzy. Yeah. We wanted to. He's busy, Norman. He has a lot of stuff to do, and that, cracking fella as well. If anyone knows Norman, well, you got to know Norman, and you fucking you don't know Norm. You've been asleep.
Yeah. Talking about governors as well, we have. I have spoke with Tyrone Williams, who is the current governor, and he's agreed to do one as well. So it'll be a surprise, innit? That's all we can say. Whoever we get, we get.
Yeah. But as I wrap up, I will just say that Norman Buckland will hopefully be one of the next ones, so that'll be a cracking one to look forward to.
Right, wrap it up, big man.
Yeah.
I'm off for my
food.
All right,
mate. Okay. Leave me to it. He's always off for his food, isn't he, that lad? Good God, I tell you what, I won't fancy being his missus and having to feed him. Fucking hell, boy. Yeah, anyway, cheers for listening, everyone, and we will be posting adverts to let you know when our next episode is available to listen to and hopefully enjoy as you have this one from myself and Ant. Thanks for listening. So, keep your eyes peeled, people.
think that man has suffered enough. Please God, and I mean this sincerely, please God, he gets some form of happiness in his life, even if it is only for the last third of his life.
Personally, I find the idea that somebody should never be released objectionable, because I think it takes away the individual's hope for a brighter future.